Hello, everybody. Jess here. I am bleh, tongue-tied. I'm tongue-tied, but we're here, and I'm going to do a reading. Yes, that is what I'm doing. It's the 14th of August, 2026. When I sat down and I checked the time on my phone, it was 7:11. So I was making a note before I started. And when I looked into it, it said connect to your higher self. It's encouraging me to connect to my higher self. So it's like, okay, I'm listening. So, higher self. What do you want to tell me? And anybody's higher self who is part of the collective that my energy resonates with. What do you want to tell them? What is our collective energy? Here we go. Underneath, we got the Eight of Wands, and the card that came out was the Three of Coins. Really putting in work with higher self, it feels like. Working with higher self is going to be important this week, is what I got this week. So right now it's Tuesday, so I'm assuming what source means, yes, is the rest of the week until Sunday. The week ends on Sunday. So the source is telling me that to work, that the reason why 7-Eleven came up, why I looked into it, and why it's encouraging us to connect to a higher self is because that is the message. 211, as I look up, the message is this week especially, we're going to want to work with higher self because it's going to be speaking loudly to move some stuff fast, to move the things that we've been working on, the things we've been coming to these readings for, especially lately. Now that we've gotten clarity and everything like that, it looks like the things that we've been manifesting are coming in hot, like fast. And source is just like calling our attention to working with it right now, especially because it's going to be loud, is what I'm getting. And this is basically what the especially if you watched the last reading, I mentioned about it was like fertilizer and vitamin for a plant. It feels like this is going to be what source is showing us, like the fertilizer and the vitamins to make the progress faster, because it was telling us that there was something in the mix before that needed to be unmixed. And it looks like now we've unmixed it, and now source is saying, okay, that space is cleared. Oh, I got bit on my knee, so itchy. That space is cleared now. uh, the message is source is trying to come in to give us is what this is about. So what this is about is what I'm going to get into. The world, death, 10 of coins, and 9 of cups. This right here. And I'm also going to get some clarification as well. Yep, okay. Okay. Ace of Wands underneath. The two that came out for the clarification of the Three of Coins was the Eight of Cups and the Four of Swords. What I'm getting with that is that, again, like I mentioned earlier, the walking away and the clearing of the space, Eight of Cups, happened. Four of Swords, like the resting, relaxing, recovering from that space happened, the clearing. And now we've got into like what the messages will be about is what I'm getting. To clarify the world, we have the Emperor. Clarifying death, we have the Knight of Wands. Clarifying Ten of Coins, we have the Hermit. Clarifying Nine of Cups, we have the Judgment card. It's going to start with um, one big opportunity that pretty much opens the eyes to every other um, thing. To Because it's going to make everything else make sense and make it clear as to it's going to make it very plainly obvious is what I'm getting, that to what you're going to have to be moving on and working on at this point. And sources basically just coming in to say, hey, work with me, because I'm here to actually help. Little bug, little biting bugs have been getting in here and chewing me up. I mean, like, I don't know if you can see it, like, well, actually, that might be chicken scratches. Yeah, I got some chicken scratches here. I was trying to help Mavis back up into her pen, and she saw that I was trying to get the babies up there too, and she was pissed at that. But whatever, she doesn't understand I'm trying to help. Anyway, um, yeah. So Source is trying to say, hey, I'm here to help make the progress easier, or more understandable, and faster. There is there's obviously a decision that's going to have to be made to act or not, because we still have the Emperor clarifying the world. So it's like the action hasn't been taken yet. The cycle has closed, and we're still at the doorway. Is what Source is showing me right here. We're still at the doorway to act, but we haven't gotten the green light yet. We're still at the red, is what I'm getting here. Source is coming in. Source is coming in with that green light, and that's why, in my mind's eye, I was like, I'm seeing this transition from like red, orange, and then it starts getting like blue to green. I was like, it looks like it's like, why is it transitioning to this blue color, greenish color? And that now I'm understanding with everything. We're at the red light right now, and there's some sort of understanding. Not really an understanding. It's more of like a revealing of something with this death card. Um, Something that is incredibly important to the understanding of the story moving forward. It's revealing something that looked one way, but is actually another way. And I'm getting the Wizard of Oz with this death card. It's the door. It's like we're standing in a doorway, and we're looking inside, and we see our manifestation in there. But there is a guardian at the door, and the guardian looks scary. Yeah. But what we are being asked to reveal to ourselves is that it's not actually what we think it is. It's actually something much less scary. And that revelation is what we need to give us that final push to go forward. It's the missing piece. And it's also what is going to help us reveal the next part of our soul to the rest of um, the world, because it feels like this revelation with this process of work of going from, I mean, it's literally the world to the death. So it's literally like closing, like a cycle opening up, a closing and an opening to another closing and opening. again, because it goes world, death, 10 of coins, 9 of cups. So it's like almost like expanding, contract, expand, contract. And it feels like with that, it's getting gradually bigger so that it can pop. And once that pop happens, it's going to make the rest of the way clear. And then the work can begin. It'll make more sense. So if you've been feeling any sort of like push pull with where to start still, that will start to clear up, is what I'm getting with all of this. If you haven't been feeling that, it feels like the last piece of the hidden aspects of self coming forward and being able to be revealed. Because what I'm getting with the Hermit and the Judgment, it's literally, there is the Hermit gaining that information about self, going to the mountain, seeking that seclusion, and getting the revelation, and then coming out from that isolation and expressing it into the world. So at the end of this whole thing, Source is asking us to utilize the help that's being offered to us at this time to get through this sort of like expand, contract period. And I'm getting the birth process. Like you go through a contraction period where you're bearing down, and then it releases for a little bit, and then you have some time to like breathe for a little bit, and then it does it again, and you kind of go through that until the baby is born. And this is what that feels like, is that the water's broke, right? We've gotten that water breaking, and we moved past. So we've moved past. There's like 3 transitional now I'm getting pregnancy things, but I'm being reminded because of it's important to this process. This is a birth process, regardless of if you're a man or a woman, whatever. This is a birthing process. You're birthing something important into the world, and Source really, really, really wants you to know that not only is it important that you birth it, but you're being helped by Source to birth it. So the process can be easier, move faster, and um, allow that expression of self to come out in the way that it's trying to, in a manner it's trying to. So what I'm getting here is that right now we've moved past the initial phase of, I forget what they call the 3 different phases of birth, but there's a beginning phase where you're kind of just in contractions, and you're starting to do the timing, and it's getting the contractions are getting closer and closer. And then it moves into the second phase, which is where the water breaks and everything and all that starts to happen. And then the last phase, which is where you do the whole push release thing. So right now we're in the middle, because we're still at the light. We're still at the red light. We have not gotten the green to bear down and push. So right now we're still being asked to breathe through this period to allow the help to be more easeful, because it's not supposed to be difficult to move through this period. And it's gonna, like I said, it's going to make things become very obvious as we move along. So it's, again, Source is trying to make this process easy for us here to get and create the things that we want, and get and create the things that will keep moving our manifestations in this rapid movement. Because it's like once the gates are open, it's just going to keep doing that, but we have to stay in the flow of working with Source, receiving, staying open, because all those things work together to push us through the different phases of progress. And what I'm getting here is that we're at that next phase. So congratulations for that, honestly, because I'm seeing that we've really walked away from some heavy stuff here and untangled a lot of karmic threading, um, karmic looping. Uh, I'm even getting some uh, like different connections to some core core pearls is what I'm getting. The core like creations. Pearls are things that are self-made even. So some things that even were self-sabotaging, and that's all making way for a more stable, healthy uh, development from this point on. And right now, what Source is saying is again to utilize the help that you've already is there, because it feels like you've already got the know-how, that the Source is helping you. And that it's literally just saying like keep using it to help you get more, because right now it's a time for rapid more and Source is just trying to push you to get the more, because right now it looks like from all the things that you've done you deserve it and you've earned it, so take it. So what I'm getting here is utilize this time at the red light to finish up that rest, as you'll feel it when it's as it's working. You'll feel that probably. Again, this is from what from now until Sunday. So is and you take that whenever you watch it. It doesn't have to be this specific week, but if you watch it and you're in the beginning of a week or even in the middle of a week in your timeline, then you'll understand where you're at. But what the message was from earlier was that this week that you're in till Sunday, this is going to be happening. So you're going to be in this period of the final, um, like, resting period till the green light happens and all things are go, go, go. Um, you're still at the wait. So take the time that Source is showing up with as like a gift, because that's what I'm getting. Like this rest, any rest time that you do receive is a gift, to heal these parts, so that way it doesn't have any sort of connections going forward, because it's you're at like again you're at the end of healing this, and now what what I'm trying to get at is Source is trying to emphasize that the healing part is not really the focus. The progress forward is the focus. The revelation of the pieces of the soul that have come back in, or not even come back in because they don't leave, but the pieces of the soul that were hidden from us, that we've revealed through this process of hermiting and gaining perspectives on things and really opening up to what we want and what our soul is asking us to create and all that stuff, um, healing and all that. Uh, we have already that bit is the healing part is not really the focus. The focus is the moving forward and um, basically saying you have help. You know you have help because you've gotten the signs, synchronicities, all those wonderful things. And now it wants you to open up to that fact so that way they become even clearer and you can utilize them to make even more progress, faster progress, um, more. Yeah. Um, so I hope that helped. I'm going to split both decks and just get one final message. I split the deck Queen of Wands and the Lovers. This really feels like Source is trying to point to the fact that this next phase is really going to be bringing that higher self closer. So divine union is what I'm getting, and that is not on a separate aspect. That's like an internal aspect, um, which inevitably does lead to an external factor. Oddly enough, just getting in alignment with self does line you up with your counterpart. So if you are looking for a your divine counterpart, this process, and you haven't found them yet, this process will inevitably bring you closer to them, and rapidly is what this is saying. Um, at least to see them, acknowledge them, come into presence with them, uh, is what I'm saying. And with the Queen of Wands and the Lovers, is saying this is like that era of being able to kind of go out into the world and boldly, assertively take charge on things that are wanted, needed, desired, and have no fear in it, because knowing that the higher self is basically giving the green light on it, because you're in accordance with each other, you're working together. So anything that that you desire, your soul, your higher self is already in desire of. So it's saying yes, it's a good thing. It's that's a good thing. That's a good thing. That's a good thing. It's a yes, a yes, a yes. So to boldly, assertively walk towards those things, stomp towards those things with your head held high, knowing that not only do you desire them because you desire them, but because your soul on a deeper and higher level want you to have that as well, because you've come into alignment with that higher timeline. And I think that that is important, because a lot of the times our deepest and highest desires sometimes are taboo to other people. And that is where this Hermit and Judgment come into play. It's saying, and especially the Nine of Cups, it's saying that whatever you desire to create, ten of coins, Nine of Cups, whatever you desire to create, and that whatever brings you fulfillment, is what you should be proudly, boldly stomping towards. Queen of Wands, Hermit, Judgment, because you've been going in, you've been doing the work, you understand what your soul wants because you've asked it, and you've been with your soul on a spiritual and deep level. Now you're able to reveal it to the world, understand that when you reveal it, it's for the highest good of all. The Lovers comes in and shows that that the higher and lower self are in alignment, and that's when you get to access that new creation, understand it, see it, because I'm saying right now that it's still not visible yet, and we're having it become visible without a doubt, 100%, no doubts in the mind. That's what I'm getting. That the vision will be so clear that we will be able to act on it without any misconception of what it is that we need to be doing. So I hope that the message helped, and I will see you in the next one. Bye.